What is going on, guys? So I was sitting here actually watching a YouTube video with Dan Ives and Herbert and Jeff and Alexandra. And so one of the things they're talking about is the stock compensation for Tesla. By the way, the lighting's kind of weird because I have these lights above me. But um, basically, it got me to thinking about some of the political drama that's going on and Elon's package. Basically, his package that he was supposed to get sometime back, and basically the state of Delaware denied the package, even though Tesla had already agreed to that package and is allowing for that package to go through, right? But the state of Delaware stepped in, denied it, and so then that's part of the reason why Tesla actually reincorporated from Delaware to Texas. So now they're basically kind of have to rewrite that deal again and go to Texas and have them approve it. So one of the big reasons why I feel like there might be some of the political drama, and that's just one potential thought of what could be going on. This political drama could actually be to drive the Tesla stock price down so that Elon has enough time to get his comp package and then take that cash and buy into Tesla. Because one of the big things that Elon publicly says that he wants is the ability to own more Tesla shares. He wants to have more power in the company, more voting rights in the company. So just that way he can operate the company in the way that he wants and not necessarily be roadblocked by other investors, honestly, or other board members. So, a lot of votes will come up as far as okay, should we do Robotaxi or should we launch a Model 2 vehicle, right? And so then they'll go for a vote for stuff like that as well. So he wants to be able to, do something in a particular direction and wants as little pushback against it as possible, right? And plus he already has some, members that have his back, like his brother and things like that are on the board. And a lot of his board members, I think, are just in alignment with Elon. But for example, like the Model 2 versus Robotaxi, he was much harder on Robotaxi, where the board was much more on Model 2 vehicle. So this is actually a very interesting thing, and it's actually really funny because this kind of plays a role in something that I'm currently doing, and essentially I'm cashing out on one of my properties, pulling the equity out of the properties. So we invest in real estate and stuff like that. So I'm cashing out in one of those properties. As of right now, Tesla stock is down due to this whole creating a third party thing, and I want to get in and buy into Tesla now and hurry up and close on this property so I can get my money in on Tesla before it goes back up to the $350 it was. So I think we're sitting around $300 a share, and we were literally at just $350 not even a few months ago. A few weeks ago we were at least at $342 or something like that. So I basically want to buy in before that pops back up, because these are the type of quick long-term gains. Now I don't ever really if I'm long on a company, I don't ever want to trade out really, but I do want to buy the dips, right? So anything that I see like this, I might trade this. So I'll buy the dip with the money that I'm cashing out on a property. I'll buy this dip, and if in the short term, within a couple weeks, it pops back up to a 350 mark, I'll actually cash out that money and go invest that money into another property. And so then I'll be able to go and invest that money. I also trade options too, so that'll have a multiple X return. So, going from 300 to 350 on the options that I'm currently trading on Tesla, that's over a 2X return. So I'll just give you random numbers. If I put in 40,000, at 2X's, I'm at 80,000. Which gives me a significant down payment for another property. So the point being is Elon's essentially trying to do that same thing with Tesla and trying to buy back his ownership of the company and buy back his voting power. And again, if he's just paid out in shares, then it doesn't really matter at all. This whole thing that I'm discussing right here really doesn't matter, because if I'm going to give you 500,000 shares of Class A shares, then it doesn't matter what the stock price is at all. But if the compensation is for, you know, what I think it was like $50 million or something like that. If the pay is for $50 million, then even if I wasn't planning on putting all that money into Tesla, even if I was only gonna put like half of it into Tesla, I would still want that stock price to be down lower. And the bigger thing to that is not even just talking about 300 to 350. There's the Robotaxi run-up that still hasn't happened yet. A lot of people aren't necessarily talking about, like, the Robotaxi run-up hasn't occurred. Meaning, Tesla did not spike any valuation based on Robotaxi. I mean, it was up for, like, a day or two, right? And the political things started coming out, because a stock like Tesla, for it to have a major run-up, it could be up 10% today, 10% tomorrow, 10% 3 days from now, 10% 4 days from now. And that's how you get those multiple, 10x returns on a company like Tesla. And that's how they've historically been, is they have historically kind of like made no money or not made money. The stock price had stayed the same for many years, and then kind of these big catalysts happen, and then boom, I mean, next thing you know, the stock's up $100 a share. I mean, how long ago was it, and Tesla was at $200 a share? And then it went all the way up to $420 a share. And then it fell back down, So, like, Tesla has a lot of catalysts on the up and the down, right? And it can get driven down, like, quite a bit. And so we got down to, like, 270 something not too long ago. But, I mean, literally, like, a month or two before that, we was at $420 a share. And so, not only can we hit that $420 a share again, but we could easily surpass that once that Robotaxi confidence kicks in. And I think some of this political stuff maybe to suppress that. So, like, all the political things basically is suppressing the ability for this Robotaxi run-up to start really escalating. And maybe they publicly don't want to announce how successful it is, or, like, maybe they could go ahead and remove the safety riders, or whatever. Maybe they could remove the safety riders, but they're choosing not to because, one, it removes some liability from them, and secondly, it keeps people not as confident about the Robotaxi being ready. Because as soon as they pull that person out of that vehicle and they start letting it operate 100% autonomous with nobody sitting in the car, that's going to change people's perspective, and that's going to be a catalyst for a run-up. Now, again, there's multiple milestones that a lot of people have discussed on for the different catalysts for a run-up. Some of it's removing the safety driver, some of it's expanding the geofence, some of it's potentially going to other cities. Those are just a few of the different catalysts that can really give investors confidence that Tesla's ready to then start expanding at those exponential growth cycles. And the thing is a big thing with the Tesla, I just mentioned it before, but once that growth seems exponential, that's when it'll become even more exponential. Because a stock like Tesla, people are scared that, okay, it's up 10%, but then you seem to go up 10% tomorrow, and then people might be like, oh shit, maybe this is it. But even me as an investor, I think that sometimes, like, whenever it's going up, especially when it's going up, not necessarily when it's going down, but that's why I don't like to trade the stock too much, is because it'll go up, and you'll think, oh shoot, this is it. This is the time that it's gonna start just exploding and do 10% multiple days in a row until, we do 100% over the course of a couple weeks or a month or something like that. And that's not a far-fetched thing. It's highly plausible to do. And again, in Tesla's history, it's done that. But again, kind of off topic. But yeah, what do you think? Do you think that any of this political stuff has anything to do with Elon's comp package? Also, do you think Elon should get the comp package? For me, I'm a long-term investor in Tesla. I've been invested for a really long time, and I do believe that Elon should get the comp package. Basically that comp package was like, I don't remember the exact numbers off the top of my head, but it was pretty wild. It was like, if I increased the company's valuation by like 1,000% or something like that. Like, it was like some wild number, like, you'll never get there, right? Like, okay, cool, whatever. If you get there, then yeah, we'll pay you that, right? And that's why they agreed to it. So he agreed to, like, no pay, no salary or whatever for the entire period of being CEO of Tesla. He just basically had his comp package that basically was his only guarantee of getting paid, right? And so I think he should get it. You know, he did hit those numbers that he was supposed to hit. And honestly, if they rewrite a new comp package, I hope that there's also stipulations in there that are relative to Tesla's future growth. That he's going to be with Tesla for another 5 more years, and he's going to do X amount to the stock price. And honestly, that something like that could be a catalyst for the stock too. I think once they close that deal, and if there's something in there that will call out like 5 more years or 10 more years with Tesla, and he's going to get the company to X amount of valuation, that'll be a huge catalyst, especially if he puts something in that clause that's like ridiculous. You know, I will get Tesla to a $10 million $10 trillion evaluation in in 5-10 years or whatever the time frame is of that. You know, that will be a huge catalyst, because now Elon's basically going all in again on Tesla and committing himself to Tesla to, take it that many more years into the future and to a particular dollar amount, which obviously that's why people are investing in the company, is because they want it to make a certain dollar amount. And so you can kind of just look at where are we currently at in valuation, and where is he saying we're going to be at in valuation, and that kind of gives you a multiple of how much you can earn over those years, right? Because he's committing to that, so he's going to have targets that are to match those numbers. So as an investor, you can also kind of align your targets to be the same and know what type of multiples you'll get off of that projection or off of that commitment. So yeah, I'm Malachi Greb, CEO of Elite Automation, Elite Properties, and an investor in Tesla. If you like this video and other videos like this, make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for other content like this, Tesla-related business, property investments. Stay tuned. Peace.